The ending of Avengers Infinity War raised a lot of questions for the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, especially the fourth Avengers movie, set to premiere in May 2019. It's impossible to talk about this movie without getting into spoilers, so if you still somehow haven't seen Infinity War, we'll let Mark Ruffalo fill you in.
Wait till you see this next one. Everybody dies.
Dude.
Not everybody.
Thanos' quest to retrieve the 6 stones of the Infinity Gauntlet ends with fatal consequences for many of Earth's mightiest heroes, with characters being thrown off cliffs, strangled, exploded, and ultimately turned into ash. But as dire as the ending seems, it's unlikely that all those dearly departed heroes will stay that way for long, especially considering many of their supposedly deceased have already been confirmed to appear in Avengers 4. Whether it's via flashback, time travel, or convenient resurrection, it's clear that many of our favorite fallen heroes will be returning from the grave. While the question of how remains mysterious, here's a rundown of all the superheroes confirmed to return for Avengers 4. Ant-Man. Ant-Man appears to have made it out alive by simply not showing up. After sitting out the events of Avengers Infinity War, Paul Rudd's Scott Lang will be back in action for the 4th team-up movie. As far as Black Widow knows in Infinity War, Scott was busy caring for his family and being under house arrest at the time of Thanos' invasion. We'll learn more about where he is exactly in Ant-Man and the Wasp, the story of which could potentially even provide a segue to his role in Avengers 4. Since Rudd was spotted on the set of the team-up's production, it's safe to say he plays at least a small part in the big story. Black Panther. Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa was one of the most surprising characters to bite the dust at the end of Infinity War. Though his exit was shocking, Boseman's presence on the Atlanta set for Avengers 4 suggests a relatively hasty return. Considering the fact that Black Panther's standalone film made over $1 billion at the box office and has a sequel in the works, it seems safe to assume the King of Wakanda will find his way back from the necropolis in Avengers 4. Black Widow. Black Widow is one of the few characters who survived the events of Infinity War, so it's only natural that she come back for round 2, and this time to have a bigger role to play. Screenwriters Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely have acknowledged that Black Widow ends up slightly sidelined in Infinity War, and indicated that they couldn't afford to give her as much screen time as fans might have liked. They felt comfortable pushing her into the background because they knew there would be more to come, for both her and Captain America. According to Marcus, we realized they had far more potential in the movie coming next year, just in terms of how their characters would be tested by the story. Captain America. Chris Evans has been planning his exit from the MCU for a while now, and it's highly likely that Avengers 4 will mark his swan song as Captain America. Like Black Widow, it appears he'll have more to do in the story in the next go-round. Intriguing set pictures not only showed Evans on the set of the 4th movie, but also wearing his old costume from the first Avengers. From a plot standpoint, the implications are fascinating. Are we gonna see Cap get up to some time travel? Will there be 2 Captain Americas running around, and the different suits are how we tell them apart? Wait, is that why Black Widow's blonde now? Captain Marvel. We won't get the chance to officially meet Brie Larson's Captain Marvel until the character's standalone film comes out in March 2019, but we did get our first tease of her entry into the MCU thanks to Infinity War's post-credit scene. Considering that so many of the MCU's other heroes are currently out of commission, it's a sure bet that Captain Marvel will help save the day in Avengers 4 one way or another. Photos reportedly from the set of the movie revealed her sporting a green variation of her costume, and Josh Brolin has said he shot at least one scene with Larson for the Infinity War story's conclusion. Falcon. Anthony Mackie's Falcon may have been snapped out of existence in Infinity War, but he has already assured fans that he'll be back for the 4th film, sharing a picture of himself relaxing on the movie's set. Mackie's even gone so far as to offer up a bit of plot summary for fans in an interview with MTV.
Whole lot of people fighting, whole lot of people talking. It's a war of infinite proportions. Cut the check.
Gamora. Gamora, played by Zoe Saldana, met a particularly tragic end in Infinity War, with Thanos sacrificing his adopted daughter in order to obtain the Soul Stone. Considering that her demise occurred prior to Thanos' universe-culling snap, it's a plot turn that seemed like it might stick. That is, until Saldana appeared to say otherwise. Speaking to E! News, Saldana said her last day on the set of Infinity War didn't feel like goodbye, but to be continued. The comments seem to confirm her involvement in the 4th film, even if it doesn't necessarily mean Gamora will be coming back to life. Maybe she'll be glimpsed in flashback, or stuck in a strange dimension inside of the Soul Stone. Whatever the specifics, it sure looks like she'll be back. Hawkeye. Fans were heartbroken over the absence of Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye from Avengers Infinity War. You never know, his bow and arrow could have made the difference. Like Ant-Man, Hawkeye was said to have taken a house arrest deal with the government following the events of Captain America Civil War. retiring from avenging to spend time with his family. But Renner has confirmed that he filmed for Avengers 4. More intriguingly, the actor was spotted on set with a new haircut, covering up a costume that looks suspiciously like the superhero Ronin, an identity his character temporarily assumed in the comics. Regardless of which name he goes by, the screenwriters have promised that Hawkeye will be a big part of the fourth film. Telling BuzzFeed, "We like Hawkeye. We like Hawkeye so much, we gave him a really good story." Hulk. Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner had some performance issues in the third Avengers movie, but at least he made it out alive. After spending a whole movie unable to summon the Hulk, it seems fair to expect that his powers will be returned to him at some point in Part 4. Ruffalo has said that Thor Ragnarok and the third and fourth Avengers films are designed to form one Hulk storyline over 3 installments, and it's a story likely to end with a bang. Ruffalo was also spotted on set in a motion capture suit, so either he's still inside that Hulkbuster, or the big green guy is coming back. Iron Man. If you believe the rumors, then Avengers 4 could be the end of Tony Stark. Although Robert Downey Jr. hasn't shared any information on whether or not his character will make it through Avengers 4, he has been one of the more outspoken cast members when it comes to hyping the film on social media. From all the photos he shared of his involvement in the movie's production, we know for sure that he will appear. Whether he makes it out alive, well, that's another story. Mantis. Like most of the Guardians of the Galaxy, Pom Clementieff's Mantis disintegrated at the end of Infinity War. Clementieff, though, has already seemingly confirmed that she'll be back on board for Avengers 4, sharing a photo of her makeup trailer on social media. It doesn't tell us anything about where she's gone or how she's coming back, but it does show at least that Mantis will be returning for the next Avengers. Additionally, Chris Pratt revealed in an Instagram post that he'll be filming Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 with her in 2019. It seems like Avengers 4 has no choice but to get things back on track for the space-faring team before their next adventure. Nebula. Karen Gillan's Nebula didn't exactly have a smooth ride through Infinity War, but she was one of the few characters that survived the trip. Not only will Nebula be back for Avengers 4, Gillan has shared a hope that her character will be able to somehow face her daddy issues head-on in the film. For what it's worth, Nebula was also very important to defeating Thanos in the comic book version of the story, turning the tide of battle by stealing the gauntlet for herself. Whether she makes the same move in the movie or not, Infinity War perfectly sets up Nebula's Avengers 4 arc for redemption and revenge. Scarlet Witch. Elizabeth Olsen's Scarlet Witch ended the movie being thoroughly defeated, forced to watch Vision's life end not just once, but twice before being defeated herself. Wanda is confirmed to come back to finish the fight in Avengers 4, with Olsen sharing a pic of a bruise she received on the set during a flying scene. He is hoping we get to see the powerful Avenger really unleash the chaos in the fourth movie. With the love of her life being taken out so cruelly by Thanos, she's never had more to avenge. Spider-Man. Tom Holland's Spider-Man had one of the most brutal disappearing scenes in Infinity War, but it's one that has the least impact when you know what's going on behind the scenes. We've known for some time that Holland will be suiting up as Peter Parker again for a second standalone film, which is set to hit theaters just a few months after Avengers 4's release. We also know that he's part of Avengers 4 because he reportedly broke his nose on the set of the production.
Who said acting was easy, huh? Broken nose number 3. What a way to finish a movie.
Thanos will pay for this one. Thor. Chris Hemsworth's Thor spent most of Infinity War getting back to full power, and you can bet he'll put that power to good use in Avengers 4. Despite the fact that the character got a stylish haircut in Thor Ragnarok, Hemsworth was spotted on set sporting the character's old long-haired look, which again implies either a flashback or some time travel in store for the God of Thunder. Vision. Paul Bettany's Vision got it the worst of anyone in Infinity War, getting brutally put out to pasture not just once but twice. Despite the fact that the Mind Stone that gives him life is now embedded in Thanos' gauntlet, Bettany has confirmed that he'll be back on board for the fourth movie. The actor shared a picture of himself in full Vision regalia, complete with Mind Stone, in late 2017, filling out paperwork on the set of Avengers 4. While it seems safe to assume that Vision will end up having to do more than just push paper around when he comes back, it remains unclear how he'll factor into the story. Maybe Shuri managed to back up his memory after all, and he can just go back to being Iron Man's butler again. War Machine. Don Cheadle's War Machine is one of the most tenacious Avengers, always managing to bounce back from what looks like certain doom. As one of the few survivors of Infinity War, the Iron Man sidekick will be needed more than ever. Both Josh Brolin and Gwyneth Paltrow have said that they share scenes with Cheadle in Avengers 4, making his involvement all but certain. Thanos is still out there after all. Rhodey's Gatling gun has some work left to do. Wasp. Evangeline Lilly's Hope Van Dyne is finally suiting up to headline the relatively light-hearted Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's one of the 2 Marvel films slated to be released between Infinity War and Avengers 4, and leads up to an appearance by the Wasp in the 2019 team-up. While Lilly herself has confirmed that she'll be a part of the 4th movie, she's also said that you shouldn't expect too much of her in the film. According to a Q&A on her Instagram page, she's not going to be in it a ton. However, she did say that she's proud and stoked to be on board for the movie, adding that she had so much fun on the film set. That's what happens when you show up just in time for the happy ending. Winter Soldier. Sebastian Stan's Bucky Barnes has had quite the journey in the MCU, as his friendship with Steve Rogers has been tested by time, mind control, and more. While this made his last moments in Infinity War all the more heartbreaking, neither we nor Steve have seen the end of Bucky Barnes yet. While Stan's remained tight-lipped about how his character could be coming back, he has confirmed that he filmed scenes for Avengers 4. The actor has kept silent about the role he'll play in the sequel story, but we certainly know what we want to see. If Chris Evans really is leaving after his next movie, well, someone's got to be around to pick up the shield. Thanks for watching. Click the looper icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.